All right, everyone, welcome to another episode of 4GQ TV tonight. We have a smaller panel. Cozy's motherboard is getting repaired. So we have the co-host with the most electrifying man.
Oh dear
YouTube.
God, he screws this up every week.
Wait, he's talking about me?
Yeah, he's talking about you. We're trying to.
Yeah, if you guys hear, hope you guys don't hear an echo. Okay,
I don't know.
there we go. I fixed it. I had an echo on my end. So let me do that one more time for all of you.
No comment.
The most electrifying man in all YouTube land. We have
Flemish.
P. Kizzle.
Oh God.
I don't know. We're going to get past the introductions because I know that's probably the most cringiest part of the show. But check this out. I appreciate being here. Look, man, there's so much stuff going on. I don't even know if you have time to go over everything. So we're going to try to hit the hot, saucy, spicy meatballs that Flemish eat and go through that this night.
Wait, what?
Yeah, don't worry about it. So yes. Yeah, so yo, thanks for coming through. It's been the week by man, it's Black History Month, man. It's already February. We just got through celebrating the first of the year. Time goes fast, bro. Like it is what it is, but let's get through the move. We got some things to get into.
Yeah, all right. And then we have the ever wonderfully happy, positive, very tasteful celebrity pineapple Paw.
No. Say celebrity and or happy and positive. I know you ain't talking about me. Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm just chilling, having a slow week, which is a good thing. So that's it. I'm excited to talk about whatever we're supposed to talk about today. I think we have topics.
Yeah.
But are they hot topics? Yeah.
Ooh. They're hotter than spicy pineapple. Oh, damn.
Oh, no. Just
I am
enough with the pineapple.
Good at this. All right. Well, we have the next panelist here. The Belgium sensation across the nation who made a rap song for earlier about eating candy and never having tooth decay. It is the one, the only, Glitzy Flemish.
Woo! It's Flemish. Yeah, I'm here, guys. Of course. I'm always happy to be here. So, just get the show, Klaus. Come on, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Rah.
PK, take it away.
Oh, you talking to me again? So anyways, hey, so for some reason he keeps passing the ball to me, but I guess I'll take it to score. So anyways, man, hey, listen, there's a whole lot of stuff going on. I don't even know where I want to start. Man, let's do some controversial stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the Embracer Group selling Tomb Raider to Amazon for $600 million.
Did they sell it or did they lease it? Do you know?
No, they sold the IP. They now own Tomb Raider. So I believe that Embracer Group bought Tomb Raider for $300 million, so they actually made profit. But $600 million sounds like a drop in the bucket, but I don't know. That may be me. So I'll start with this. Let's go around. And it sounds like crazy stuff right now, I'm looking at Flemish, he's got that look, that blank spot on his face. And I don't worry, I got,
he always has that blank stare. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, he's like cartoon character. So Flemish, I don't know if you heard about this, but what do you think this means for Amazon? And I didn't even know this was happening. This came out of nowhere.
Well, Tomb Raider is a huge franchise, right? I'm actually shocked that they bought it.
You shocked that
So
they
I
bought it,
mean,
or you shocked that it was sold to Amazon?
yeah, I'm just shocked
That's what
in
she said.
general, right? I I do love this franchise, right? I love the games, like especially new ones, but the old favorites, right? From Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 and stuff. Like they were also really great back in the day. But I just hope that we get more games and that we get more movies and stuff out of it. Maybe a series.
You said games.
Yeah.
When did Amazon publish a successful game?
They
Don't
have
worry,
New
I'll wait.
World. New World. New World is still a successful game.
Is it?
Yeah.
How many concurrent players? Don't worry, don't look it
Uh,
up. We're gonna skip past that because not that many people know what New World is. But this is Tomb Raider we're talking about. Do you think that Amazon's gonna publish some games? I'm pretty sure they'll do some movies or TV series, but games?
Yeah.
I mean, Amazon Gaming Studios, I mean, they do have games, so maybe we can get more. I don't know. I'm just hoping.
So Flamish approved this message. I'm gonna go ahead and move on
You're
to
fired.
our our most experienced panel member, and I'm sure he has a lot that he could share with us on this topic. So oh, what do you think about this, man? How you feel that this? Do you think this is a good deal? Do you think there'll be games coming out because of this?
I think it may serve two purposes. One, Embracer Group is they're a investment group, so for the fact that they sold it to make money makes sense. That's kind of what they do. They're not really into the whole, yes, they have a gaming division, all that, but their main thing is investment. And then Amazon buying it, I think it goes beyond games. I think it also goes, they may be doing it to make content for Amazon Prime because we could see a, Tomb Raider TV show, Tomb Raider movies, all kinds of stuff.
Do you think they will publish some games? Tomb Raider games?
Possibly, yeah. They might. What they might do is license it out to whoever, EA or whatever group they want to license it out to.
I mean, think about this. They bought the IP, but not the studio.
Right.
You notice that they didn't get Crystal Dynamics. The
Nope.
people who've been doing Tomb Raider, they just got the IP.
Which
don't
means
find that odd?
which opens them up. Which means no, well, no, because it opens it up because they could, like I said, they could license it out to other studios for other purposes.
Okay.
You know.
Shout out to she's knowing comments. He says it's been announced they're gonna publish the next one. I just find it odd. I mean, because I think Tomb Raider is like a household name now, and do we really trust Amazon in publishing this? Clowns, what you think there, bro?
Well, I think, on Amazon's behalf, it's kind of like a smart move. And I say that because Amazon really needs something to help bolster their studios. They need IPs, existing IPs that'll bring attention to them. They haven't done the greatest job at that. I mean, with Flamish said, Lost World, I think it is, did pretty well at its inception, but it had problems. It had a lot of problems at first, blowing graphic cards and everything. So, I mean, a Steam franchise like Tomb Raider will definitely help Amazon and get people over there. Now, here's going to be the tough part, right? If they want this to succeed, it's got to be multi-plat because people are not going to go to Luna just for Tomb Raider. I do not think that will happen. They need to make sure they keep this multi-plat at least for a little bit, and then they can always do something special for Luna with the Tomb Raider title, but keep that separate from the main franchise. You know what I mean? Like, do their top-down dungeon exploring, whatever, Tomb Raider on Luna, that's fine. But give us that good multi-plot stuff that you can deliver. Amazon has the money. Don't be cheap with this. Also, I'm kind of curious to see what direction Amazon's going to take the franchise. Are they going to go with it and make it so that Tomb Raider is a little bit more mature? Are they going to make it so that Tomb Raider is a little bit more adult themed and then do a TV show with it or a TV series with it or maybe even movies? I'm kind of curious on that because if they do that, that will also bring people into Amazon Prime. They have a lot of potential here. But they also are known to have really been messy in the past with stuff and cancel stuff and cancel titles, get rid of studios, whatever. So you just gotta be careful with this, man. It's a golden egg, but the goose is wounded.
I get that too, man. I was just a little shocked. This came out of nowhere. They bought the IP double the price of what Racer Group bought it for. And I was like, they didn't even get the studio.
Yeah, that part is interesting because like we've talked about with there's always the return on investment. Do they really think they can make that much money off of the Tomb Raider IP in a decent amount of time?
When you think about it, Amazon does have a movie and TV division now, so
yeah,
they could definitely do stuff. It's the gaming part that I'm questioning, man, because that's what we love. So and they don't have a good track record, so it's kind of like what are they gonna do? I don't know, man. At the end of the day, we gotta wait and see for sure. And we got other stuff. So I definitely, and I'm not trying to rush anybody, but I definitely want to top on some of these things that's crazy that just drop. Like, Epic and Iron Galaxy. I know Iron Galaxy is that outsourced team that kept Killer Instinct going after Amazon swiped up the studio that created it. They're shutting down Rumbleverse after 6 months.
Yeah, I was really surprised to see they were giving up on it that quick. But
has anybody played Rumble? I had it installed. I just didn't get a chance to play it.
I played it a little bit. It was a fun game.
It's just a brawler, like
yeah.
Was it what's that game type again? The where you gotta last until you're the last person or something. Is that what it is?
Brawlhalla.
I don't think it's
no, it was pretty much the same as Brawlhalla and the same as the WB one, and
But I mean, it's like you got a survival aspect to it, right? I believe so.
A little bit, yeah. I couldn't really play it that well because of the way it was made up. I was not very good at it. So
it didn't look bad. It just never. I mean, and maybe it's just me, and maybe other people felt the same way. Like, it doesn't look bad. It just didn't grab you enough to feel like you just needed to turn it on right now. I don't know. Flamish, did you try Rumbleverse?
No, I see videos of the game, but I haven't tried it myself. I was not interested.
You looked like you was about to cry when I told you that it was shutting down, so that's why I waited to call on you. I'm just saying, you look pretty sad.
Yeah.
You don't care about Rumbleverse? You don't feel bad? Shut down
There's so many video games, and if I have to choose like the multiplayer battle royale kind, that's like the least.
Battle royale, so it is a battle royale. All right.
Yeah, it's like a battle royale, Rumbleverse. You're wrestling type.
I'm wrestling
animal. Yeah, it's like
I'm wrestling an animal. I don't know about that.
Yeah, there's like animal faces and stuff. I'm thinking about the correct game, right? Rumbleverse. I want to be. Yeah, it's the one with the chicken head and stuff. Yeah, it's like you're wrestling your wrestlers, just going around the map, killing each other, like trying to knock each other out, basically, and trying to be the first one. Chicken dinner. Yay. Just not my type of game.
I think it is your type of game. You just didn't play it. I'm gonna just tell the people in the audience. You know what Flamish likes to play? It's another brawler game that you can't even control the people. You just do all this, and then people.
Oh, you mean that game? Yeah, I know.
That's all you do. You can't control nothing. It looks crazy. What is that game called?
Yeah, Gang Beasts.
See? So it is his
Yeah.
type of game. But that's the worst
Yeah,
kind of game. Game
but
Beast is the worst.
that's not a battle royale where you have a large map and you have to run around and kill maybe 2 or 3 people sometimes, right? That you come across almost no one and then you have to be the one. Like in this, it's a small map. You actively see each other the whole time.
Yeah, don't play that
Different.
game. If you value your
Yeah.
your gaming career, don't even do it. Don't even do it. But I do appreciate your opinion there, Flemish. Um,
Oh,
Clowns, did you play Rumbleverse?
I did.
Did
Yeah.
I? Oh, Carl.
Are you
Oh,
sad it's
okay.
shutting down after 6 months?
No, I mean, it didn't really catch on with me. It was almost like, yeah, I would say so, Shizno. It had like a little bit of Smash Brothers feel with Fortnite kind of feel with wrestling, the way you body slam and do different things. So I don't know. It just didn't really catch on with me. What's up, Lemon?
So I mean,
Eh,
I didn't get the chance to play. I,
Lord.
I could now, but I mean, it's shutting down, so it's kind of like not really vested. Um, so I feel like it is kind of sad to see games come and go. Honestly, I didn't think it looked bad. I just think it didn't wasn't able to capture the masses, to be honest. Kind of like the what's the other game that Epic bought, the with the little minions and you got to go through the little obstacle course. What's that?
Um.
What?
Oh,
You know what it
Fall
is?
Guys. Fall
Fall
Guys.
Guys. There you go.
Yeah.
It did capture the same appeal, even though Fall Guys is a little more simple. So
It's a lot
Epic's,
different though.
if you look at Epic, that's all they want to invest into is games as a service games. You know, that's all they want to be about. So, and not interested in selling one offs. Anyways, let me see here. So we can start bashing on these changes on Halo. Uh, there's a lot of stuff going on here in Halo. A lot of stuff that came out when he was talking about. So Xbox, I think I seen a tweet where they said they hit the nuclear button, man. They just gonna reboot this entire series. They're gonna wipe it and start over. And they're gonna start with cleaning house, dumping the slipstream engine, and going with Unreal 5. And they're doing a lot, shifting teams around, some people getting uh new jobs, and there's going to be a new direction. 343 won't be directly developing again. It'll be like a supervisory role, and they're going to let these new teams come in and just give their little spin on it. So going back to Clowns, I'm gonna pass it because I know this is a blow up moment. First of all, Clowns, could you tell me first, honestly, how do you feel about Halo getting rebooted or all this stuff happening? You can touch on all that, and then you can say some of the people who got repositioned, restructured, and then also, what about this dropping the slipstream engine for Unreal? That seems kind of crazy because that engine was built for Halo. And then they just, you know what? I'm going to do a square. We're just going to go with Unreal and be done with it.
All right, all right.
I like turtles.
So
Oh, jeez.
So what I want to say to that is that I think that all this shifting and moving around, they're probably, I mean, let's face it. Some of it probably had to do with, unfortunately, with the layoffs, right? And we're not really going to touch that on this episode today, but some of it probably had to do with the layoffs. The other part is that they're probably moving teams and people around to see where they fit together, to work better, work more coherently, and get the skill set needed in the right places. So if they're changing engines, they're going to want people more experienced with Unreal. And maybe there's a lot of people there that can just pick up from it from the Slipstream engine. I'm not sure what the big differences are because I'm not a developer. But I do think that Unreal is going to really make Halo a kind of different experience, maybe a more current looking feeling game. I just think that Unreal is a great engine.
Current, more looking, feeling game.
Yeah,
I heard that.
Yeah.
You're
So
fired.
it doesn't look current.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I said that poorly, right? Poor choice of words.
No. You said it how you
It's
felt.
a poor choice of words. The game.
No.
Listen, the game looks good. I can't say that it doesn't look good.
No.
But I think
it
that
doesn't look modern, is what you said. You said it does not look.
Oh, now I'm gonna be stuck with that, right? No.
That's right.
No, but I think that Unreal has some potential there to make things look better than Slipstream can make them. All right, more visually appealing, more visually aesthetic. Maybe just.
I like Slipstream personally. I think the engine has a lot of promise.
Well, you've been around forever, just like the engine.
You're gonna install it
I
on your
wrote the very
wheelchair?
first
Were they hold on? Were they not saying that like I know it was posted somewhere, right? That we're talking about the Slipstream engine that they had to put in code, like patch some stuff together because it didn't want to work properly, or am I wrong with that?
I don't know what you read there, Flemish.
No, I don't know where I read it anymore. I'm just thinking about it, right? That's one of the things I heard about for 343. I'm not sure about that. Like probably Lemon knows more about that because he's a huge Halo fan, right? He knows his stuff about Halo.
Apparently he doesn't because Clown says it doesn't look modern. Okay.
But Halo does look modern. I don't understand. Like it looks good when you see that game running. How it runs, it's just good. It's not bad at all.
Oh.
Well, and to me, it feels better than the older Halos as well. That's why I hope that even if they're not going to use the engine for Halo anymore, that they don't just kill Slipstream. That either they sell it off to a developer or they use it for something else. Slipstream is a great engine for what it does. It really is. So I hope it's not the last we're going to see of it.
I'm sorry, before I move on, because I'm sorry, Clowns, the panel rudely jumped in because they itching to talk about Halo. Was you done with your opinion on this?
I cannot confirm.
Or do you want to go back to the it doesn't look modern? I mean, I'm okay with that. We could always go back to that and dig down into why it doesn't look modern to you.
Well, I don't know, man. I think the multiplayer, the way that it's set up now, is it feels a little bit outdated, the multiplayer, right? A lot of fans, hardcore fans, are probably going to be upset that I said that, but that's just how I feel. I think that the multiplayer feels kind of outdated, and it needs a refreshed overhaul, kind of look, feel, smoothness, transition. And also, another problem is
it's smooth, dude. It's the smoothest Halo we've had.
Okay. Hold on, Paul. Let him get it out. Let him get it out. You can rebut if you want.
Yeah, true. No, but okay, so hear me out on this, right? I think that all the Spartans having the same exact abilities, and the other side doesn't play as any banished or any other creature from the Halo universe, I think that is a detriment to the series today. Because I think today people want to be able to play versus each other, almost like how Call of Duty set up, right? Like you got whether you're or Rainbow Six, you're special ops, and you're another ops on the other side. Call of Duty, you represent like one country, whether it be Russia, United States, or a fraction of a military group. And I think Halo kind of needs that. I think they need a side where players play as the Banished, a side where the players play as Spartans, and not everyone has the same ability. Let's give them different abilities.
You're saying you want them to have an identity.
Yes.
You want to feel like you have an identity if you're playing this character is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. I kind of want them to have an identity. I want to be able to feel like I'm playing as somebody that I can relate to or has an ability that I really like. And this is a bad example for me because
so you want it like every other multiplayer battle royale game.
So you
No,
wanted like the
One.
older, like the older
Hey,
style.
guys, come
I
on. Let
think
him get it
No,
out.
no.
think
Hold on.
Overwatch.
There was a Halo. I played like the Halo collection, right?
Mhm.
The big one with the five games in there, the four games. I'm sorry if I butchered this, right? I don't remember exactly. I'm not that big of a Halo fan, but I do enjoy Halo. But in the older games there was this
You
game
can
mode
tell.
where you could play against the evil guy, like the banished, or no, not the banished, but the alien type covenant, right? The covenant, yes, that was the name. And then you were different sides, right? I'm sorry if I butchered this. I don't want to get shot. Lemon's gonna kill me. But yeah, so you wanted to be more like that class, but then in the new one.
I'm thinking more like Overwatch in a sense, right? How you have different characters for different reasons. You have like a tank that,
Like a hero shoot, like a hero shooter.
yeah.
No, no, no! Don't make Halo into a hero shooter. Come on, that'd be horrible.
Uh, Hold on. Okay, let him finish his thought. He has an opinion.
I'm sorry.
Just let him
I'm sorry.
No,
finish.
that's all right. No, I think I'm done. I think you guys get the gist where I'm
Oh
going.
yeah, you're done. Yeah, you're definitely done. Yeah.
This,
All right. So can Flamish stumble over his words enough to get it out? Go ahead,
yeah.
man. You apparently have
Well,
an emotional reaction.
what do you?
Go ahead.
Sorry, PK. What
No, go
did you
ahead.
say, Lassie? I don't know what to say anymore. Just
I
I
it's
don't agree at
First
all
of all,
that.
the question is,
Mm,
um, are you excited for the reboots?
mm-hmm.
Switching of the engine. How do you feel about that? And overall restructuring of the team.
Well, restructuring of the team always happens with game companies, right? If they have to shift stuff, go from project to project, they're restructuring. Sometimes when they need to shift funds or have less funds or more, right? They need to do stuff about that. Now about the games moving to UE5, right? I think it could be good and a bad thing. Like some people that are pure Halo would not like it because they like this Halo does feel great, right? I do want to say for me it is the best experience I had with
Most users
Halo.
are not gonna know they switched an engine.
What? You don't?
So
You don't think so? I do. I think they will.
Well,
I don't
I
think they
do want
know.
to say when you had the
Casual users are not
frostbite
gonna know any difference.
the frostbite engine, right? I do not say this about Halo, but the frostbite engine from I think it was Battlefield or another IP. Like you know that is a frostbite engine at that point, and sometimes there is a difference when you go from engine to engine. The just
We know it's a
I,
difference. I'm just saying,
the
how you
normal
feel.
the people that don't play games that much like we do, right? The I don't want to say casuals because I don't think it's the right word for this, but most people will not see that it's a new engine, right? But you do feel it's always something about the particular engine. Just if you know. But I think it could be good or bad thing. Like we'll have to see. They have to experiment. I mean, UE5 is a fantastic engine, right? From all the stuff we've seen with the lumen and the polygons, how many polygons you can have on the screen, right? With all the ray tracing effects and all the lighting and all that stuff, it looks so cool. I would be interested to see what they can do with it. Yeah. But do they have to change? I mean, this Halo was the best Halo for me that I've played so far, so they would not have to change for me.
And now we know. And knowing's half the battle. Thank you, Flamish. Ah, now we got Paul again. He's back. I sorry, Paul. I just had to calm you down. You was coming for clowns. I couldn't let you just come for him like that. You got back off, man. You're a little aggressive. But I'm gonna let you go because I know this is your thing. I want to hear it. I want to hear how you feel about the changes is restructuring the team. How you feel about the changes of going for Unreal with
Yeah.
Slipstream, and then how do you feel about game is getting this reboot?
Well, it's going to be interesting because it's not like this isn't going to be an overnight thing. It's going to be a couple of years before we see the new Halo,
How do
and
we
they're
know?
not going to.
How do we know?
We know, okay? They've been. It's not like they're going to flip a switch tomorrow. There you go. They've already said they're going to continue to support what they have now until it's ready. So
Well,
you're looking at least a year or two out, probably.
Unreal 5 is easy. All
Okay,
it's
okay, you're it, but it's not plug and play. They're not gonna. The assets from Slipstream may not be, compatible with Unreal 5. They're gonna have to rebuild some of it.
I'm just
So,
saying that you can convert those over pretty easy. Just saying.
well, no, we since we don't know the difference between the two engines, you can't say that. It's not like going from Unreal 4 to Unreal 5. You
Well, the
know,
base. Well, I'm not going to do that with you, Paul, because you'll go
no,
back
please
40
don't do
years.
that with me.
But
Yeah.
but all I'm saying is that I agree that it could be, but I'm also saying it may not be.
Yeah, well, I mean, what? So you're thinking it'll be 6 months and it'll be going, ta-da? No, I don't think so.
I
You know,
mean, you know,
theoretically, they're building the game from the ground up, dude.
I agree, but it's based off something. There is a code there.
There is a code, but we don't know again how close is the code. Slipstream. I mean, as many issues as they had with Slipstream and making it do what they wanted it to do, it's got to be quite a bit different than the Unreal stuff they've been used to using. Even in the engine's capabilities itself. So there's a
Okay.
reason it was delayed the way it was, and that Forge took as long as it did because they had to build those tools from scratch. You know,
I mean, I got that. I understand that. I mean, are you cool with it? Do you feel confident that?
yeah. Well, I'm like I said, I like the Slipstream engine. I played the single player campaign. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It felt right. The movement, the way it handled it, just felt better than the previous iterations to me. And hopefully they can move some of that over. And like I said, I hope it's not the death of Slipstream. You know, I hope they manage to find another use for it. I think a lot of it, and I've said this before, I think a lot of it with Slipstream was, and the idea with Halo was they bit off more than they could chew. Their eyes were bigger than their stomach.
Mm.
They didn't know what they were getting into because they thought they were going to be able to do all this cool stuff. Well, when they go to do it, all of a sudden it's a lot harder than they thought it was going to be. So
What about the restructuring of teams, dude? I mean, how you
we
feel
really
about that?
since that wasn't strictly just a Microsoft thing as far as all the layoffs and stuff, we really don't know what that's all about, and but yeah, it's a bummer that as many people have lost their job as have, and I think it will be interesting to see the who gets moved where, because like I said, they're going to continue to make sure that the current iteration keeps running, which means some of the people are going to have to stay on the Slipstream side and just keep things functioning until the new thing is ready to go. So
Okay. Well, I just say, man, listen, I kind of align with clowns a little bit, right? I don't feel like Halo plays like a modern shooter. I'm sorry. I'm being honest. I play a lot of games and a lot of shooters, and it feels like Halo 3 to me. And I generally think that one, uh, my understanding of how the Unreal Engine works is it does have a lot of plug and play. It has a lot of built-in automation that makes things easier. So you don't have to do a lot of the manual tasks that the last iteration you had to do.
But even with all that plug and play, even the games that have started on Unreal 5 are taking a while to put together. They're,
I'm not discounting what you're saying, but I'm just giving my little thought.
I know, I'm just saying that, yes, it's plug and play, yes, it speeds things up a bit, but it's not speeding game development up to where instead of 3 years, it's taking 1.
Well, I'm just putting it out here, right? So,
yeah.
Thank you, Sir X-Man.
Square Enix had their own engine that they were using for the development of Final Fantasy VII Remake. And they started over 3 times until they decided, well, we're just going to go with Unreal and complete this game. They was able to complete the game in a year and a half after they switched to Unreal. So it does only be, and the main thing is not because Unreal is superior in any way. It's more like because the tools automate a lot of things for you, so you don't have to do a lot of the building that you have to do on your own, such as if you use Unity or something else. So that's why, but it's also more expensive to buy those features. I mean, let's be real. Anybody wants to go play around Unreal, you can. It is free. What's not free is the features. So just throwing that out there. At the end of the day, restructuring has to happen. If you're not delivering, things got to change. And if you are viewed as effing up something you shouldn't be effing up, and I'm not saying they are, but I'm just saying if it's viewed that way by your boss, things got to change. Restructuring happens. It is what it is. Doesn't mean that 343's gone away. It's just not going to be the ones that are developing on the game anymore. It's just more like a supervisory role. So, and I do think that the Unreal Engine can provide Halo with the atmosphere and the mechanics and the action feel of thing and all the things that makes certain games feel great. Because there's lots of them. I can name them. I mean, hell, Destiny is basically Halo, but just called Destiny. But look at how the guns feel. Look at how every weapon feel when you shoot them. Look at how the interaction between you and the opponent are. Everything. That's what Halo should be. It should be on that level or better. But hang on. I was just saying that's how I feel about it. And I'm only being critical because I care. I actually like Halo, but I generally feel like it's lacking, not because of the IP or even the content. It's because they have not adapted and evolved. Right? When Titanfall 1 hit Xbox One, it was something we never seen before. People running off walls, hitting the lines, dropping Titans, and it felt like a huge battlefield because they had the AI things controlled from the Azure cloud. It was like crazy, right? We had all kinds of different shooters. I mean, Clowns mentioned Overwatch, and I realized Overwatch is a different kind of game. And I understand hero shooters are a different kind of game. But I think what he was trying to say is instead of everybody being a faceless Spartan, how come we can't have an identity to attach ourselves to the character we're playing as? Every Spartan fights differently. I mean, if you watch Halo 5 the entrance, that whole opening was a crazy opening. How come Halo don't play like that? How come it don't play like how that looks? That's the way it should play. It should be crazy. We're talking about 300 plus pound Titans flipping tanks. We should be able to jump in and out of stuff, punch people, kick, blow something up, and keep it moving. It should be fast, action, crazy, insane stuff. That's just my opinion on updating. And I hope they do go in that direction because it's seriously, if you want Halo to appeal to the masses and not just the fans, and this goes for Gears too, You have to appeal by opening up game mechanics that everyone can attach themselves to. It has to be appealing to the masses. You can't make something free to play and think that's going to be good enough. That is not good enough. Okay, Apex Legends is basically Titanfall, but um but a hero shooter.
Oh yeah, that's another good point. I mean,
Battle Royale.
they can make Halo more like Apex
It
Legends.
is a battle
too.
royale, but they are individual heroes with individual skills that look different, so you can identify with different characters. And the point I'm making is not to be that game, but to um, give everyone, like, if you look at it's just like doing business, man. You got to do a survey and look at the atmosphere. What is selling?
Where's the kaboom? There was
You can't
supposed to be
sell
an earth-shattering kaboom.
Halo is Halo, but you can't keep selling the same thing and expect a different result, and your adoption rate is not going up. Only way your adoption rate goes up. Think about Call of Duty. You know why people are addicted to Call of Duty? Because it's fast and it's easy, and the way the guns feel when you shoot.
Well, there's no strategy. People don't really have to think when they hop
Well, I'm not
in.
talking about the gameplay. I'm just talking about how it feels when you play that character, right? When you shoot the game. So what I'm getting at is that feel of satisfaction that, the interaction between you and that other person, and being able to see, should you engage the enemy by having some sort of indicator that they're about to die and all that stuff. And they're different people, right? Have that identity you mentioned, because they're a different faction altogether. And Gears has a different factions, right? You either playing bad guys or good guys. So it helps identify with those. And every person in Gears is a different person.
And
right?
PK,
we all play the same though.
Sir Axman did a super chat. I'm just gonna bring it
Go
back
ahead.
up. He said he loves Horizon 3, Hot Wheels better than Horizon 5. You know, the Hot Wheels DLC, awesome, love it.
So I'm not going to beat it up. I just wanted to get my stick. So I don't disagree with everyone's point of view. I'm just saying, from my point of view, my experience, I believe that restructure is needed in order to make Halo successful. And not just do Halo, do spinoffs. Do different kinds of Halo games. You got so many stories to tell. Tell them.
So
That's all I'm saying.
I do have a follow-up question for you, PK. If you talk about different Halo experience, didn't you? So we already got some. We got that RTS game. We got the twin stick shooter type game, right?
I know. We have those, but those are different types of games. So the only spinoff was done by Bungie, and that was Reach. What I'm saying is, you got to keep doing that. Right? You expand the world. I'm not saying make an RTS. Only people that like RTSs are people that like RTSs. That's not appealing to the masses. People don't care, right?
I'm saying you want to be more like Reach kind of stuff, right? Just different
I'm not
stories
saying I'm not saying copy and paste. I'm saying expand. You got a huge universe. It's like Star Wars, right? Not every Star Wars game is the same. But not every story is the same either.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Look. What's the Star Wars game? Brand new story. Respawn did and knocked it out the park. We ain't never seen nothing like that, but it was dope. So why can't that be repeated? That's not the main storyline, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm keep it moving, because there's some actual indirect news with Microsoft that I wanted to talk about, and that's the FTC lost their court battle in California against Meta, obtaining this upstarting VR company, and it was a vertical acquisition, kind of like the ABK deal, and they lost that suit, meaning this is a prelude to what will happen to the FTC versus Microsoft. I get with the ABK deal. So the reason I brought this up because at least I thought, and this is the way I view it, because I believe that they wanted to win to use that as case law against Microsoft in their lawsuit, and they were not successful. And I'm gonna go to Flemish because I don't know how Flemish or even Flemish knows how this works. So, and it's okay if you don't. Just tell me the best you can on what you think is going on here.
Um, I actually have no idea, to be honest. I'm just not versed at all in the
You
whole
don't have to be.
FTC company kind of stuff.
Just at the end of the day, do you think the deal will go through?
For Microsoft,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think it will go through.
Well, that's a
I
win
think
in your book. You didn't totally L and F that up. There you go.
no, not at all. I think Microsoft has a big leg to stand on in this case. I mean, it's all about just that Call of Duty. Like all the other stuff doesn't even matter, so to speak. They're just all talking about the Call of Duty stuff, right?
Well,
Even
everything
what I
matters,
get.
but Sony just announced their earnings, you know,
Hmm.
which I think is evidence going to be held against them. you know,
What was?
um,
How was that?
their profit is up. They're the leading selling console, so I mean, you know,
Well, they
but
made them more expensive as well. I mean, of course they are gonna make more money, right?
right. So and that's good. That's enough for me, there, Flemish. You don't even have to dig. I'm gonna go to
All
Paul
right.
because Paul, no, ain't no sorry. This is just a discussion. You might learn something here, because Paul is ready to teach us. Let's go.
Okay, so the fact that Miss Khan has lost, what is this, case number 7? Her track record at the FTC is not going well. Um, but yeah, I think they were going to try to use this as a case point against Microsoft, and since it failed, it is a bad sign that she thinks that she'll do any better, and she's probably still going to try, you know. But
I mean,
yeah, it's just not working out for her.
yeah, I
But
mean,
her job is an appointment, so either way, she's not going to lose her job, because I doubt uh, our president gives a crap enough to go. Yeah, she got to go.
I mean,
Because
I mean, don't get me wrong. They have done some good things, right? They're trying to
oh yeah,
abolish non-compete clauses in contracts, which I was a victim of, and things of that nature, which are great. Um, some things
but
I
it's
think
when
she's doing to.
it's when her personal agenda gets in the way of her actually doing her job, which is kind of what we're seeing here. That it becomes an issue. You know,
So you think it's her personal agenda?
yeah, because she went in saying she was gonna, stop, monopolies and heavy mergers and stuff like that. That she went in with that attitude, and she sees this, and even when they said we're no longer going to try to tell them what they need to do to fix the deal, we're just not going to allow these illegal deals. And she never, every time she makes that statement, that illegal deals, she never explains what she's talking about. You know,
Got you. It's how she feels.
right?
You're not okay
So
with
yeah,
people sharing their feelings, Paul?
it's to me, it's like you know, when a judge makes a ruling based on what they feel, not based on the law. You know, well, I'm going to rule against this because I don't like it. Well, give us a real reason.
Okay.
And so I have issues with that. I don't think she's doing her job as
Do you,
intended.
do you think the
You
deal will
know,
go through?
I do think the deal will go through. I think they're going to exactly what's going to happen is what they've said is if it goes through with EU and CMA, they're going to go ahead and do it, and then the FTC will have to take them to court. That will be
Gotcha.
the FTC's only remedy at that time, is to go to a full court, not their FTC hearing thing. It will be a full blown sitting in front of a judge. having to explain yourself.
Right. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Others Inc. Let me tell you something, man. I appreciate you coming through. I understand you giving up some gaming time to be here with us, and we just want to say thank you. You always hanging out with everyone on every daggone podcast. I don't know how you do it, but appreciate you coming through. And I want to put out there and say, listen, I'm not against Halo. I just want to let you know I do love it, but I have critiques, and it's mainly because I want it to be better. So just keep that in mind. RTSs are great, but there are niche. Like you only have people that love them. There's nothing wrong with them, and some people may not know they might like them until they try them, just like you. So, shout out to all game types. Um, so I want to say, clowns, can we get a poll up? I want to hear. I want to see how crazy this get. I want to know if the chat can tell me what is better, Call of Duty or Halo.
Ooh, that's brutal.
I want to poll. I want to poll, and I want to see what is better, Call of Duty or Halo. And
I didn't.
and then I want Clowns to tell me about what he thinks about the shifting and the the change of the. Well, we already went through that, but at the end of the day, that's what I want everybody to talk about. But yes, is the Halo versus Call of Duty. I really want to see all of the fans, because Lemon likes both. I like see I'm split. I can't do, and I want to see what he does. Paul, I want to see Paul's.
Well,
pineapple stamp on it.
Kind of want to jump in this whole meta thing that you guys are talking about.
So I wanted to.
So basically, and what's very interesting about this, right, is that it was a California judge that decided on Wednesday to deny the Federal Trade Commission. Now, as we all know,
it was.
California is a very liberal standpoint and usually favors people over corporations, except sometimes tech corporations. So it's a really interesting point. However, the sealed decision from federal judge Edward Davila, San Jose, California, does not preclude the agency from pursuing a separate case to block the deal. Separately, Davila did issue a temporary restraining order prohibiting Meta from closing the transaction for a week while the FTC decides whether to appeal Wednesday's ruling. Meta and FTC has declined to comment to Bloomberg and MarketWatch. So basically, the judge is telling FTC, hey, if you decide to appeal this, you have 1 week to appeal this. And I'm sure somewhere in the wording there, it's got to be like, there's got to be good reason to appeal my decision. And if they can't come up with it, it's obviously going to go through. And I think with Lena Khan in the FTC chair, she wants to bring back the pre-1987 FTC where they were just gung-ho about going after anybody that they pursued as a monopoly or antitrust violation. And there's upsides to that and there's downsides to that, right? I mean, the Microsoft case, she was using that to make a name for herself, to try and make case law. I don't think it was the right case for her to pick. There's so many other cases out there that she could have chose, and she just happened to choose this because this was in the public spotlight. People on social media were crying. Sony was visiting I can't say they were visiting lobbyists, but the media made assumptions to the fact that Sony was spending time overseas with the CMA and the EU.
CMA?
Yeah, the British Commission. So, it's just, I think Lena Khan just saw this as an opportunity to say, hey, we can make a name for ourselves to show that we can stand up to any big corporation, doesn't matter who it is. We win, we lose, it doesn't matter. All we're attempting to do is establish new case law, and we're gonna lose as many as possible just to get one case law passed. And I think that is her motive and agenda, right? Like, I think that's her plan. The bad part about this is that it can go two ways for her career. One, can either bolster her career depending on the next election, or two, it just might end her career as FTC chair at the same time. it's a really weird situation for her to be in and to choose this out of so many other things that are more vital and important. I'd rather see FTC and the National Labor Board pursue more about anti-union busting behavior than stopping a big corporation like Microsoft from purchasing Activision Blizzard, which is beneficial not only to consumers, but it's beneficial to Activision Blizzard because without this deal, Activision Blizzard, they have so many pending lawsuits, from what I understand in the media, that's talked about. There's so many pending lawsuits. This deal would kind of save Activision Blizzard. It would give their employees a stronger voice. It would give them more empowerment as employees. It would be a better work environment from what different media outlets has described. So they win, the employees, and consumers win because then these services would come to, they would have more money to fund these services and they would come to Xbox, possibly some of them in Game Pass, but yet they wouldn't necessarily be taken away from other consoles either. And I think that's the fear, right? There's fear-mongering here where they're like, oh, well, if this deal goes through, then, man, we can't play this on Sony. Man, we can't play this on Nintendo. Oh, my goodness.
Not to cut you up, bro. Let's just be real. That's not what they care about. You know what it really is? It's that idea that if we can if they level the playing field and actually compete, that is a threat. We don't want them to compete. We want to stay on top. So we don't want that to happen.
Well, that's Sony.
We want to keep up. Well, it's not just Sony. It's fans, too. That's what it really is.
The Sony fans. Yeah, the Sony fans, Sony. But Lena Khan's position is, I don't think, takes either side. I think she's just using this to her advantage to make a complaint.
Yeah, you're right.
She's just at the end of the day, she's just another politician who is using different tactics that the media has poised out there for her to take advantage of.
Is she married? Is she married?
Yes.
She got married. Does he like women? Just ask. I just want to make sure. Maybe she just need to be taken out on a date or something.
No.
That's
Wow. PK,
wow. My God, PK, Jesus.
Wow.
I just want. What? It's a fair question.
No, no.
That's a fair question.
Sir X-Men,
I'll
thank
just
you so
leave that.
much. He says, bothers me the FTC don't go after banks or lenders. Yeah, I mean, there's so much other stuff that they could go after, right? So, I agree with you. This is just not the thing that they should bank their namesake on. And yesterday, Sony filed for their third extension on the Microsoft subpoena. Why are they getting so many chances to extend? I'm not sure. I think that's kind of crazy, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is.
Yo,
The question is that. Sorry,
no, go ahead.
I do want to know, like the subpoena and all the extensions, right? Is that normal? Can you do that up to 3 times, or how does that normally?
They can do it as long as the judge lets them.
Yeah, or as long as the
So-
FTC administration lets them. So Sony is just buying time, as much time as they can in this situation, because Sony has aired so much dirty laundry with all these filings of Microsoft.
Well, I mean, they got a deadline. I mean, they can't get no more extensions than April. They have no choice after that.
Well, they just requested another extension yesterday. The FTC posted it. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. It's like, why draw this out any further? Sony they're wasting money on this. They could be using that money to better PS Now or other services or make a real competitor to Game Pass. And instead, they're wasting money on trips and potential lobbying or whatever you want to call it to talk to different politicians and meetings. Just get back into the business of what you're there for, making games, making stuff exciting for your players. This, at the end of the day, this, I don't think, will even hurt Sony's market share if this deal goes through, because I solely, wholeheartedly believe that Microsoft will have COD on multiple platforms. It's to take it away from one.
Well, they've said they will.
Yeah.
They've said straight up they're going to.
But Sony claims they don't believe them. But the thing is, COD makes money because it's multiplat. COD makes money because
Clowns.
people.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to look, everyone in the chat, shout out to Dinks. That's my sister out there. She in there. And then we got Kima. He came through rolling up. Thank you for coming through. And definitely Graphic God. I think Graphic God has made my point. I want to just say, maybe I'm right about this whole thing and why she's doing this. I think that maybe she's just not exactly happy and she needs to get happy. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
Oh, so you're basically saying, yeah, okay, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, she
I'm a
needs
grown ass man.
somebody needs to take her out for her husband. I mean, if he identified, I don't know what he did. Her
PK's
mate.
getting messy.
If he needs to go ahead and Valentine's Day, go ahead and buy some products, and then go on a vacation for about 5 days until she come back walking funny. If she's not, she's that's the problem.
PK.
Hey, listen, that's real. Come on, man. We adults.
Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Hey, listen. Honestly, it is funny. Listen, let me just say, I think that is everything you said was right. Everything everyone has feelings about, I think, is super accurate. I just wanted to point out there that she appears to be disappointed, and we don't know why.
I do believe you are right.
Because she don't play video games because she needs a hobby, man, and she ain't got no dog at home. So something got to happen. That's all I'm saying.
So Sir Axeman and Mr. Kima said that she is pregnant. I don't know, but they said that
I don't know.
She's pregnant.
I don't know. Still, she could be still unhappy, dude. I mean, still. Just saying. But Sir X-Man is a stalker, so I appreciate that, man. Getting all that deets on that person there. Because I didn't know. I'm just joking, bro. Don't take it out on me for sure. Look, we getting close to time, so there's let's see what else we can fit in here.
HiFi
I was trying
Rush.
to skim through it. Oh yeah, so let's do that. Let's talk about some good stuff. Yo, so since the Shadow Drop and HiFi Rush, right? I see a lot of people, losing their minds. I mean, HiFi Rush is living rent free in some people's minds that want to downplay it. All these good stuff. Let me just say, it's not just my opinion. It's a phenomenal game. I mean, you got people like Paul Tassi, who is a Ford's writer, who is definitely a PlayStation guy defending this game. So if he's out defending this game, it's got to mean something. Like he telling them, you got to back off of this one. This one. I found that interesting. So the report came out, because I know a lot of people say, it's Game Pass, it dropped at $30, blah, blah, blah. But there was another game that dropped in the same week, and that was Forspoken. And remember, we just got through talking about Square, talking about, we need to go global, we can't make money. And it's like, this is what you're doing to yourself, dog. That's why you can't make money. You doing all these exclusive backdoor deals, and then your games come out like this, and then you can't make money. So that game launched at 70. It has mass amount of advertisement. HiFi Rush to this day, I still haven't seen any kind of advertisement or commercials. But the report came out that it has not only outsold and outperformed Forspoken, but in triple digits. And has, and this is Steam. We're not even talking about Xbox, this is Steam. And it has made the top 10 list on the best-selling games of the month. And looking at Forspoken, it didn't make it in the top 10, the top 20, or the top 30.
Ouch.
So, I want to go with Clowns. How do you feel about this? And what about the success of the actual game that's actually good?
So, here's what I'm going to say is, right? I think when I first saw HiFi Rush, I was a little hesitant. I mean, it wasn't necessarily my style of game. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It really, I like the fact it was a stealth drop. I like the fact that it looked great. But rhythm games are not usually my style of game, and I was a little hesitant, to be honest. But I was like, I got to check this out and try it because I can't judge it without playing it. And once I played it, like, everything just fits so well. The game is beautiful. For me, it's like a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, the rhythm fits, the mechanics fit, the animation fits, the story fits. It's all there. 100% for a stealth drop game, something that was so quiet for so long, and bam, it just comes out like this. Nobody had a chance to review it. Nobody had a chance to slam it. Exciting stuff, man. Like, wow, we got so lucky to get something like this shadow dropped in Game Pass for people that have Game Pass. And if you don't have Game Pass, it even did well on Steam. People bought it on Steam to play it. So this speaks volumes. It's...
I mean, and I'm not going to try to cut you out. I just want to ask you specifically, for a game that costs less than half and generated that much revenue on Steam alone, we're not even talking about nothing else. What do you think about that? What does that say to you?
It says to me that people do value quality over quantity. This is a quality title, and to make a quality game, you don't necessarily have to have the biggest budget, the biggest studio, whatever, all the bells and whistles that we see with AAA studios, right? This game wasn't necessarily a huge budget game, but yet it brought in so many fans together as if it was a major budget title. And it had absolutely no marketing.
I know.
I haven't seen something like that in ages. Like, this is setting a new trend, man. This is great. So I hope we get more like this. I know it took them some time to make this game, and I'm just hoping for another shadow drop this year. I mean, I got excited for it, hoping for more. I mean, but I just don't know what's out there. Just keep my hopes up. Oh, it's so good. If you haven't played it, you gotta go play it. And if you look at this and you're like, oh, I'm not into anime, I'm not into rhythm games, I thought the same thing.
First of all, it's not a rhythm game. It's an action game with rhythm in it.
Exactly. That's the biggest misconception, right?
And it's a platformer. Boy, is it a platformer.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Yeah.
This is a game you definitely should check out. If you have the opportunity, I'd say check it out.
All right, Flamish.
Yes.
Did you see the success that HiFi Rush had on Steam? And we're not talking about Xbox. We know it was successful there, but Steam is a big telling in my mind because that everyone bought the game there. They also bought Forspoken, which is not on Xbox. So this is why I'm using this, because here's a determining factor.
Wait, Forspoken is on Xbox.
No, it's not. Not right now.
What? Yeah.
It will be later, but not right now. So on Steam, we have Forspoken, which is $70. And we have HiFi Rush for $30. Now, you would think it would take HiFi Rush at least three copies to outsell one copy of Forspoken. But according to the data, it has outsold it by three times as much, even though it costs less. And has a 99% user review versus Forspoken sitting at a mixed 56% says no, don't like it.
Well, first of all, PK, you are wrong. I can actually buy the game right now on Xbox and play it for $80.
You can definitely buy it on PC, but you cannot buy it on Xbox.
It says on Xbox.
I don't know what's going on, but Flamish is correct. I just checked. They have a store page for it on Xbox already.
Yeah, there's a store page on Xbox.
Yeah, they always had a store page, but they pushed off the ability to play it until later. So, but get to the point. Let's get
Okay. So first of all, I think for me, I think the reason why Hi-Fi Rush is doing this well on Steam, right? First of all, is because it is something different. It's something we don't see too much, right? Forspoken is an open world game. The all the attention it had with all the marketing wasn't the best. I've seen a lot of doubts, a lot of people that weren't too happy with the marketing of the game, how the character was portrayed in the marketing, and it looked like it had mixed right from the start already. The visual didn't look too great for most people, which I don't understand because I think the game looks gorgeous, right? Um, on the side, I think the Hi-Fi Rush is it was a stealth drop, right? A shadow drop, like you guys say. And I think it was the best thing they could have done in this. I think if they had done the proper route like they did with Forspoken on many other games like before it, they would have been completely different, right?
So
I
you
think
think that
because it
people would like Forspoken better if you did which one now? What
No,
would
I
be?
think if they did Hi-Fi Rush, like they did any big marketing deal where they have a lot of commercials, a lot of stuff before, right? That it would be different because this game was a shadow drop. More people were talking about it and engaging with it on the short amount of time than they did with Forspoken for all this time, right? Everybody was talking about Hi-Fi Rush, like the whole community, whole Twitter.
That's because it's good
Yeah,
and it's
also
exciting and it whether
So
even if it would have
why
been
do you think
advertised a lot,
why
even
do
if
you
it would have been
think
advertised a lot, it still would be good.
yeah, well, I mean, but help me understand why you think advertisement would have knocked down the ability for it to perform well.
No, I think because if it had a longer cycle of advertisement and then the game coming out, right? People lose interest. If you have it instantly, people value it more quickly, and if they can play the game immediately, they get triggered more. So they buy the game more like faster. They don't hesitate as much. Also because there are no reviews, so people can't even see what the game, like how good the game is. They just have to play it in that time, right? If
So,
they're curious about the game, they would buy it more because there are no reviews at that time.
so you're saying people base their gameplay on reviews before they buy a game?
I think most people do at this point.
Uh, okay, I'm not even gonna.
No, I get
Yeah,
what Flyman's
It's
Wait,
my
saying.
opinion. It's my
yeah,
opinion. I mean,
every
hold on,
advertising,
Paul. Hold
every
on, Paul.
time
Before
every
you go,
advertising
I know.
executive's head
Hey,
just
oh,
exploded.
I got you, bro. I got you. You going next. Just hold. Just you know what I'm saying. Don't pull off your Superman shirt yet. Just give me a second. Let me just go ahead and finish. I know you can't wait. Now I'm gonna let the gate out and you go in. I ain't gonna say nothing. Go ahead, finish. He gonna come for you. I don't even know what to say. You better rub
yeah,
that
I
pink thing
mean,
around your neck.
it's
That's
okay.
all I got to say. You be rubbing that pink thing when Paul come out the door.
You can have a different opinion. It's just in my opinion, I think the game did better because it was a shadow drop. If it was just a long marketing campaign and it was, then would be way different because people read reviews, people watch reviews. That's why we have reviewers making content on YouTube in the first place, right? There are a lot of people that do watch that, but because there are no stuff like that at all at that point in time when the game came out, and it just looked interesting and different than most games we have right now, like Forspoken, which is another open world title with a big open world and all this stuff to do and checklist and um, that I think it was the best thing they could do
Uh,
for Hi-Fi Rush. I wouldn't.
So
I'm not saying that it would be worse if it didn't. Right. I'm just saying it would be different. I do not know if it would be better or worse. I'm just saying it
clown,
would be different.
and I'm not trying to cut you out there, Flemish. I just want clowns to get the super chat before we pass over to Paul.
um,
And
Sir X-Men said that game is old school. People miss that style. Like, I agree.
I don't agree. It's not old school, Sir X-Men. You are.
No,
That's the difference. So is so go ahead, Paul. and unleash your fury. I know you want to, put on your Green Lantern ring and start summoning stuff soon. Go ahead.
Man. Okay. Look. Yes, it was a shadow drop. Yes, the excitement was big when it came out. I don't think it would have made much of a difference if they would have advertised it before, because it's a different kind of game. And just like with Guardians of the Galaxy, it's word of mouth is what's getting it out there, because everybody was talking about how great it was. And even if there were no reviews, that's fine. People were putting up videos as soon as they were playing it, and word of mouth got out there fast. Kind of like the way Guardians of the Galaxy had a slow launch until word of mouth got out.
Well, that part of the problem was the marketing that time, because they put that on the Switch.
Yeah, that's not the version.
Nobody wanted to play that. You showed it on the Switch. That turned everybody
what
off.
I'm saying is word of mouth in the gaming community is a big deal. It works. It works fast, good, bad, or indifferent. If a game is crap, word gets out fast. And Forspoken, it's really not fair to compare, because when the demo for Forspoken came out, all it was bad. Okay, I mean, seriously, there were complaints about it all over the place. So in their case, it bit them in the butt to get that demo out there. But I don't think it would have made any difference with High Rush. Now, I'm glad everybody's loving High Rush but from an accessibility standpoint, I can't play it. And the devs are aware I can't play it. Hopefully, they're looking into it. They actually watched me stream it on the Ambassador channel last week, and I offered to send them more. They said, "No, we have enough cussing. We're good. We'll look into it." But the platforming, especially the quick time event stuff, is so tight that somebody like me with hand-eye coordination and reaction issues I can't play the game that well. And I want to. It's a fun game.
They have accessibility options there, Paul.
They're not, but they don't do enough to make it playable for me.
They do auto combos, and to make it so that the
you're okay. Go ahead. You tell me that. Never mind.
I'm not telling you anything. I was just saying
you are. You're telling me that they're there. I'm telling you they're not. Okay.
So hold on. I'll rephrase the question for I'll make a question for it, because I'm interested. What exactly was it why you couldn't play a game? Because I'm interested in knowing, because of all the stuff that I've seen.
It's the quick time stuff. It's like when on some of the ends, when you go to get to the end of each part of the fight with some of the bosses, you have to do like in time. You got to do like well, in my case, I set it up so it's always X. Yeah. So it's a set of XXX, hold X, hold X. And those things are so tight in their timing that I can't react fast enough to complete the sequence.
Yeah, I got you. And it is designed to get a little more challenging as time goes on, so I get it. But they do have
and some of the timed platforming jumps and giant turns and stuff are just. It's the same problem I always have with time platforming. Is it's just sometimes it's too tight, and it would be nice if you could slow it down just a little bit as an accessibility option. Some games do it, or like in the case of the quick time events, like I pointed out to them and they admitted it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
What's it called? LA Noire. After you failed a quick time sequence or a chase sequence 3 times. It would give you the option to skip that sequence and move on with the story.
I got
something like that would go far in this game.
I think that's a fair ask.
It's an option. You don't have to do it. It's an option.
Yeah, I got you. I think that's a fair ask. And I think that's a good feature to add to the game. I was just saying that they do have them. Like
they have some. They have some. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm just saying I don't want the viewers to go think, oh, they don't have any, but they, it could be definitely improved, like you said, to add some extra ones to add the little layers, since
right.
And it's nothing against you. It's more like we just want to be clear in what we're saying. Don't want to give the wrong idea, like I do all the time. it was getting the wrong message. So that being said, I just get to that time. So I want to wrap up unless Paul has one more item on that. Actually, I do have one more
No.
question, Paul.
Go ahead.
What do you feel about the success versus on Steam, right? We're just talking about Steam versus Forspoken, knowing it sold triple and it's cost
I
less
mean,
than
if you
half.
think about it, that's wild. If you think about it, that really is wild that they've managed to do that.
I mean, Forspoken's not even top 30.
Right. And it just goes to speak to the issues that they have with Forspoken. You know, I played the demo a little bit. The controls for me were a little convoluted. You know, when they're trying to explain to you how to do everything, it's like, God, this is a lot to get, you know. Well, you got to switch to this character with this button who have this kind of attack or defense or whatever. It's like, really? It's, you know, it's just, there's a lot to it. I'd need to play it more before I could really get into it, but hopefully they will listen to the critiquing and say, okay, we need to make this better. You know,
I'm sure
some
they
people
listen
are
to
perfectly
you.
fine with it the way it is. Some people are, but a
You're a
lot of people are
celebrity,
not.
Paul. Everybody listens to you.
I'm not a celebrity. Stop that.
I do believe you are right.
Hey, listen. At the end of the day, I agree. I think that if you find something, because again, I didn't even know the accessibility options exist when I played through it the first time. And honestly, there could be more, and it could be more to let people know that it exists because I didn't even know until
Right.
Graphic Guy told me there was something. And I was like, really? Didn't even know. So I think that's a big deal, and asking for better options, definitely being the ambassador of the people, the people's champ, is a good thing, Paul. So I appreciate you putting that out there and definitely submitting your feedback, so other gamers can enjoy the game for sure, because it is a great
I
game.
was actually impressed at all that they watched me play. I mean, you know, it's like, okay, cool. You know.
Right, right. So I'm just going to give my 2 cents, and I just want to say, first of all, I'm not like Paul. I like things tight, so I'm okay with that, and we can keep it playing. I'll play anything, but overall, I think this is a huge telling. Um, and honestly, it's not really to go against Forspoken. It's the fact that Forspoken has so much marketing, and I think part of it, there's a lot here, right? I wanted Forspoken to be great because I was actually excited for it, but seeing how it turned out is pretty disappointing. I do not like cliche, stereotypic presentations of Black and brown people, and I generally feel like this is what it is, and it turns me off. I do not like the dialogue or how the story is, and and honestly, if I don't like the protagonist or the character I'm playing, I'm not gonna play the game, and that's just what it is. There's nothing you can do. I don't care how much somebody tries to sell it. Oh, it gets better in chapter 7, but the game ends at chapter 8, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not waiting in chapter 7 to like her. I want to like her and be intimately attached as I'm playing through the game from day one. And that's not how she's written, unfortunately. Um, Hi-Fi Rush was definitely a hit when I seen it. I played it, loved it, beat it, playing through it again, loved this game, and the reason why I look at this as significant on the Steam being outselling Forspoken by triple digits is the difference between Steam and the PlayStation Xbox community is there's no piece of plastic between them. Steam just buys games they want to play and enjoys them. And all the reviews on Steam are by users, right?
Yep.
This is not Metacritic. These are verified people. So if 99% of everyone love, and the last time I checked, it was over 5,000 reviews from users, 99%. And then you go to Forspoken is like 2,000, and then it's sitting at a 56% no. That is a huge telling to me. So past the console wars, we're just talking about games here. Congrats to Microsoft or Xbox, the Xbox team, for definitely not only surprising us with this, but giving us a glance at what the future is going to have. I feel like this game is polarizing because it has the bright colors, the fast movement, no loading screens, the art style. This is done by a lot of Japanese artists and animators. All the flashy movements and everything. This is what make anime popular. The more games you make like this, the more people are going to want to play it. Period. Just being honest. You want to know you want to get a niche and find a win. That's how you get it. That's what you do. I'm not saying first person games and stuff like, Elder, not Elder Ring. What's the other first person game? Starfield. Starfield is a big game, but it's also first person. But there's a lot there's a lot of appeal for other type of games. Don't put yourself in a box and say this is the only type of games you can play on Xbox or in front of Xbox Studios. You definitely got to have a portfolio of things that can reach every player, just like accessibility. And I don't know if anyone agrees with that, but that's just my point of view, and that's why I thought it was significant. I'm not saying it's a huge win and a huge loss against PlayStation, but it's a huge win for gamers all around, and it's showing that taking risk and doing things outside of the box works as long as you can implement them properly. It take time to do it right. If you, yeah.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just gonna say shout out to the chat. Paris came in. He also said Happy U.S. Black History Month in the U.S. and Canada.
That's right.
So
that's right.
I think that's important to celebrate Black
History.
Yeah,
and shout out to all the Black content creators and developers that work on these games out here. And I've seen that too. That's a big deal. And shout out to everyone else that are making a difference in this world and everyone who has made a difference to push our culture forward, right? We wouldn't have stoplights if it wasn't for these magnificent people. And Flamish wouldn't have something to talk about his Santa Claus if it wasn't for those magnificent people. So I know he's confused. So anyways, at the end of the day, I want to thank everybody coming through. Listen, we got to wrap up. It's been a great time. We try to slide in almost everything. We almost got it all, but it's so much. We can only do so much in a short time, and we can't hold you all night because not only do you got things to do, we got things to do. And like I said, I like tight things, so we're going to get to that. Hey, definitely share and like and share with your team and your friends. Get us out there. We love hanging out with you guys and cracking jokes and having fun. I love my panel. They always good with me. I got Grouchy Smurf down here at the middle. No, that's Papa Smurf. Sorry. No, that's I'm talking about Paul. And then
I'm not even looking. I'm not even looking.
And then I got Clumsy Smurf or Practical Joke Smurf or something. I don't remember what it is. And then we got Handy Smurf right here.
What?
Oh, Clowns is Handy Smurf.
I'm a grown ass man.
Look at that. Shout out to Dinks. She says she got pulled off of Destiny, which is a blasphemy. It's like against the law.
Dinks just said it's the Destiny killer, basically.
She just said she got pulled off of Destiny.
I don't think she's being sarcastic with the thumbs up. I think she's saying, yep, Clowns, you're right. This is finally the Destiny killer. It has happened. It's the Destiny killer. I know, Dinks. It's okay. We can all admit it.
So I learned that there's unwritten rules, and one of the rules is not to get in between Dinks and Destiny. So I'm going to leave that alone. And I'm going to say, I'm going to sign. We're going to do our sign outs and we get out of here. So, Flamish.
Yes.
Let's tell him, where are you going to be next? Don't mess this up because I think Graphic Guy's watching. He's going to come for you and your little pleat thing should you mess this up.
Well, you can find me first of all, you can find me over here on 4GQ TV, of course, every Thursday. at 6:30 p.m. EST. Then you can find me on my own show on Sunday, the Flemish Experience, the most random show on the wild, wild internet. Together with Retro Renegades, of course, which is also one of the most random shows. But you can find me over there at 2 p.m. EST on Sunday. And then on Tuesday evening, you have Retro Renegades, which is a show together with Graphic God and many others of the community. We all love the retro games. We played what was it again?
Battletoads.
Battletoads and other games that came out from the Xbox 360, Xbox One era. Going through those, so that's cool. And that's at 7 p.m. EST. Oh my god, all these dates. And the last thing I want to say, don't forget, Hogwarts Legacy is coming out next week. So excited! Only 4 days and so many hours left.
It's the Destiny killer.
Paris says there's no such thing as a Destiny killer.
There's no such.
Every
thing
new game is.
But I don't play Destiny anymore, so I'm just waiting for Hogwarts Legacy. Just a couple more days. Back to you.
Okay. All right. So Paul.
Yo.
It's only 4 of us, man. So you got a little more time to talk about all your little activities. Just not all of them, just the high level important ones, you know.
Okay, so let's see. Tuesday, Retro Renegades. Thursday, 4GQ TV. Sunday, Good Morning Xbox and the Flemish Experience. Monday on the Xbox Ambassador channel with my show Gaming Differently with Super Paul at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And then let's see what else is there. That's about it, and a bunch of different stuff throughout the week. And you can find me on Twitter at CerebralPaul1 and Twitch at CerebralPaul on my personal channel.
That's right. You got to keep him. You got to hit the bell when it comes to Paul. You never know when he goes live. So you just take you by surprise. You know, you might be in the bathroom, and then you just go live. You're like, oh man, let me just post this up. So, clowns, while you signing out, I want you to tell me what is better, Destiny 2 or Halo.
That's not a fair question.
It is a fair question. Don't be avoiding it.
Oh, this is the question. Halo.
Halo.
So, you can all find me on 4GQ TV. Also, I'm going to try to keep it short because sometimes I get long-winded. But real quick, we just did an interview with Aaron Kuntz from Scare Package 1 and 2, thanks to Paul, which was a really good interview. We have Tom Cook coming up, Super Friends, Hanna-Barbera, all that stuff. We got that scheduled. And we got one from Joe Bill Castro that I really have to edit. It was 2 hours long. He's from WWE, which was really good. And, always check me out. Find us on 4GQ TV. Posting a lot of cosplay stuff on YouTube. So be sure, please, if you see our shorts on YouTube or Facebook, like, comment, share them out. We're really trying to build up the cosplay community. Great community out there at conventions. But thank you all for watching.
That's right. And it's your most electrified man in all entertainment. It's your boy PK. Let me just tell you, thank you again for everyone coming through and coming back every week and subscribing. Definitely share out. See you next week on 4GQ TV. And you probably see me on Dragon's Den. And I don't know what we got coming up, but we will let you know because we do have social media.
Oh, and
we know how to use it.
And you can find me on Retro Renegades sometimes having fun with all the guys, just talking with them about video games. But yeah.
There you go. So, graphic guy getting.
Okay, wait, we got to tell a story. So last week on Retro Renegades, for like the first hour, Clowns was muted, talking to himself the whole time.
Yep, and didn't question it at all.
Yeah, didn't question it. Nobody was responding
until
to
we
it.
said, "Hey, Clowns, are you there?" An hour.
Well, let's not let that happen on this show, Clowns. Okay.
All right. Well, everyone, to all, and to everyone, a jolly good night. Thank you for watching and hanging out with us. Catch us on all the podcast things out there. Good night.